Hi everybody, it's Sandy here, and it's time for the new moon rose reading, and it's on the eclipse for the 15th of February 2018. And many of us will be so pleased to see the closing of this eclipse window that we've been running since the end of January. Goodness, it has been an incredibly intense time for so many people, and many of you who have followed me on Facebook also know that for me personally it's had a very sad flavour to it, because it has also incorporated the passing of my ex-husband and buddy of 42 years, who left us on the 2nd of February. So this has been an intense time, astrologically, bringing up so much for many people in all sorts of ways, be that health issues, be that changes in their circumstances, changes in relationship, changes in work circumstances. Whatever each and every one of you have been facing, it's all been purposeful, and I sense that it is all part of a bigger plan of unfolding and clearing that we are being encouraged to embrace as we move further into 218. The lighter we are able to travel, and I mean to be travelling as light, the easier that this journey is going to be. Hi Sass, hi Sarah. Yeah, it's powerful time, whether you're clearing out your physical space, whether you're changing your diet, whether you're clearing out the debris of the wardrobe. It really feels that we are being called to look again at who we are and what our journey is at this time, what we are being called to come to inner mastery over. Just powerful times. And this eclipse, so I'm promised, it will mark a slight ease for many of us. And there will be a clarity that comes from the process that will enable us to see little chinks of light and a slightly clearer pathway forward in what we're wishing to create moving into 218. And right at the beginning of the year, I said that I felt that really we wouldn't feel the stride of 218 until we've got to March. So I think we have a little bit more to go of this opportunity that we're being afforded by this particular astrology in refining and defining the pathway that we're now wishing to take. So these are unprecedented times, is my feeling. And of course, doing this video on the 14th, which of course is Valentine's Day, the topic has to come back to love. And the rose is pure love. She in the ancient teachings would sit at the center of the cross. So if you can imagine a vertical and a horizontal encompassed by a circle, what would be seen esoterically is the blossoming of the rose within the center. And of course that's the blossoming of our hearts. So when we look at this vertical axis of as above so below, and the horizontal axis of our expression in the world, it all centres around this heart field. And more I've been drawn to exploring this centre of activity, which we could call the heart star. There's a there's an energy that's starting to show itself in the work that I'm doing with the roses, which is really identifying 3 key centers of soul star, earth star, and this heart star energy. So, hi Ashley, hello. So yes, I think there are big changes coming in the way that we look at energy healing modalities, the way we look at the way that we vibrationally align ourselves and have our own personal practices. Sorry, I've got a pussycat that is clawing my legs, which is not so pleasant. But hopefully he'll probably jump up and we'll see him. Come on, come, Max. No, he's just going to stay there clawing my legs. So, yes, what is this place now that draws us into exploring love from all of its different angles? This place of, messy love, of unrequited love, of self-love, of the past, of what we love, what we're drawn to, what we love to eat, what we love to have ourselves surrounded by, what we love to put on our bodies. This whole energy and frequency, it's a frequency signature that actually should be our guidance in all things. I know when I'm working with clients in their spaces and they're looking at the different things that they've got on the walls and in their choices of spaces, the only adage to look at is, do you love it or is it useful? We accumulate so many things in our lives and our journeys, and this is the time when we can discern actually what is a reflection of what I feel, that heart expansion towards, what lights me up, what am I drawn to. And that really needs to be the only place in which we pay attention, and that we follow that light and let it deepen and let it blossom within us as a guidance on our path. So, the rose and love are synonymous. There is a direct connection, and any of you that have done any of the rose work with me will know of the sacred geometry of the rose, this pentagram of the 5 sepals of the rose, that when she opens, she doesn't open consecutively. She opens in the same way that you would draw a 5-pointed star. And embedded within that geometry, within that 5-pointed star, is a geometry called the golden mean, which is a ratio, and it's a ratio of 1 to 1.61803. And that is the growth proportion of our bodies. Hi, Denise. Hi. That's the growth proportion of our bodies at a cellular level. So we have this direct connection and knowing of this particular ratio. And the rose, when she opens her 5 sepals and her blossom explodes from that bud, she explodes in the form of a golden mean spiral. And this is the best way that I can illuminate that for you. It's a spiral. This is close to, it's a nautilus. It's close to Fibonacci numbers. But that expansion means that the rose can expand exponentially from that center bud in her expression. And that's the same as our hearts. When our hearts are feeling love, it's been scientifically proven now that the heart in love resonates to 1 to 1.61803, the golden mean. So, our heart field, just like this, will expand exponentially when we see a beloved, when we see a child, when we see a sunset, when we see beauty, when we respond in that moment to beauty. Our energy field expands, our heart field expands, it turns golden, and that's when we can activate and light the golden light body. So our heart fields are becoming more and more active as we recalibrate and as we spend more time in 5D than we do 3D. We need access to this third dimensional field of frequency in order to be able to process our day-to-day activities here. But the more we come from this fifth dimensional field of frequency, this dynamic of heart-based consciousness, of heart-based presence, the more our energy field stays in that place of expansion and that place of loving presence. And of course that ripples out through our bodies with every beat of our hearts. So when we feel that love, when we can rest in that frequency of love 24/7, every beat of our heart sends that signal out through the body at a cellular level, kissing every cell awake with that reminder of the golden mean. And it activates the original blueprint, the absolute core original blueprint for our optimum health and well-being. Hi Renee, hi, hi Karen. So yes, this place of the rose is pure love. The rose frequencies that are in the Rose Oracle are pure love codes, and each one of them carries a message for us that can illuminate a pathway home. And home, as it's said, home is where the heart is. So the more and more that we are able to come home to our true selves, to come home to the authentic frequencies that we hold, and for those of us that are working with an interest in sacred union or in the inner marriage within us, we are looking to balance the inner masculine, the authentic inner masculine within us, and the authentic inner feminine within us, and come into this place where there is a sacred dance of these two energies within us that further illuminate this heart field. And the heart, we know, is our attractor factor. It's the place in which we manifest, we attract to us all that is in deepest resonance with our soul's calling. So the clearer and the more aligned and the more at home we are in ourselves, the clearer and more purposeful the beauty and the magnificence of what we are able to bring into our lives, because it's a pattern match, it's a resonance that is a harmonic for us, and that becomes a huge salve for the heart, and of course a radiant illuminator for the body. So we become vessels for light, and we can illuminate, we can hold our lantern up and illuminate a pathway for those around us, for our loved ones and those around us. So yes, these are powerful, powerful times, and the rose is a pure love code and way shower for us. Hi Rachel. That is a great comfort along the path, and a great comfort in these times of change, these times that we are navigating a way through to this place of inner mastery, this place of residing within. And from that inner place, we are able to then move out into the world. So, yeah, so what might the roses have for us as their wisdom to guide us in these coming times? So, are you drawn to rose card 1? Are you drawn to rose card 2? Or are you drawn to rose card 3? Just get a sense of which one might hold an energy for you. And of course, we know that the rose cards will have, each one of them will have an aspect and a message that work the three together. So, if you chose rose card 1, she is Rose Bagua 6. And she sits, the Rose Bagua is a series of, it's a feng shui term, it's a set of 9, a box divided into 9 squares that are all aspects of our journey in the outer world, our life and our journey out. And so each one of them has an insight for us. Now this particular one is Rose Bagua 6, and she sits in the area of helpful friends. So this is a really foundational piece for us at this time, you know, to know our tribe, to know our sisters, know our sister circle, know those that really resonate with us, and that we can truly be ourselves with. One of the things that I've been exploring in this last few weeks is different aspects of the sisterhood frequency, and exploring the sisterhood wound as well. You know, so many of us as women have found our pathway with an external masculine a little tricky at times, but we've also got memory of working within sisterhood circles where also there has been aspects of that have not been a comfortable place for us to work. So this is about being able to do this inner journey within self, but also understand who is alongside you, who is absolutely resonating with your path, and who holds a place of safety and sanctuary for your heart, for your gifts and your presence. So this is a calling really to find co-creative partnerships in this coming time. If you drew this card, she's calling you to look at all of your connections, all of your tribe, all of those people in your circle, and where there may be co-creations and collaborations that can be called forth in this time, particularly in this new moon eclipse. This is at 27 degrees of Aquarius, and you know, Aquarius is a sign that is very much connected with our joint journey. As an Aquarian myself, you know, this is the place of coming into co-creative collaborations with people, and understanding too that we are all different facets of the diamond. We all bring different gifts. We all have strengths that we can share, and when we work together, we are so much stronger. So she's a powerful, powerful rose. What else did I have to share? Yeah, so she also brings this sense of well-being. You know, when we are connected in and we know our tribe, we know our circle of powerful people, then that sense of well-being and wealth and blessings in our lives is exponentially increased. And actually, what's popped into mind in our share is a meeting that I had with another beautiful Rose sister here this last week. And she was saying that she has in her circuit, or her energy circuit, she has a circle of 12 inspirational power women that she has drawn from all walks of life. People that have just inspired her as she's carried on her journey, and she has them like a mentoring circle around her. And of course, some of them aren't actually even incarnate at this point. They are sisters in the ethers, but they come as an inspirational and a power circle around her. So if you chose Rose Card 1, she is Rose Bagua 6, and she is all about helpful friends and the importance of having our tribe and our soul buddies around us as we navigate these interesting times, as they say. So if you chose Rose Card 2, she is another Rose Bagua, and she is Rose Bagua 7. So Rose Bagua 7 sits in the area of the Feng Shui Bagua that is to do with creativity and children. And there's a real feeling for me that this new moon eclipse is offering us new beginnings in so many ways. So perhaps what this rose, if you called Rose Card 2, that maybe she's asking you to really look at your creativity and what you are looking to birth. We birth more than physical children. When we have creative inspiration, we have creative ideas, we will often incubate those ideas before we will put them out into action. But this rose is sort of like an explosion. She's really joyful as a rose. I think you can see she's there's a lot of orange energy in here. So of course that sits very well with the sacral chakra, this place of creativity and procreativity. That is where we incubate children, but also where we incubate new businesses, new creative ventures, and of course, going from Rose Card 1, what co-creative venture might you have up your sleeve that you've got ideas for? So, yeah, and the other side to this, I feel, is very much a nurturing energy. It's got a flavour of mother and mothering. So where is that aspect of the Divine Mother seeking expression as well? So beautiful rose to call forward. Anything else? And yeah, the other piece was about diving deep and planting new seeds of creativity. This new moon is a very, very good place to be planting new seeds. And, it's time to plant the seeds to blossom into the garden. And here we have Rose Card 3. So Rose Card 3 is Rose Ma 11. And Rose Ma 11 is she is the last rose in the deck. And she says, I am protector. Now, this rose for me carries a very, very strong swan energy. That sort of powerful, majestic strength and grace that the swan carries. And swans, of course, mate for life. They are very loyal, very fierce, actually, if they're challenged. So this rose, although she looks very delicate, is actually a very strong force to work with. So she says, I am protector. And what I got when I tuned in on this rose for this reading is that there's a slightly different flavour in this for this time, in so much that the more we clear our own story, the more we clear the debris that we might have around us physically or mentally, emotionally, that we're carrying within us, the clearer that we become. And the clearer that we become means that we are frequencing at a level that is beyond the need for protection as such. She's sort of saying that the more we are, the clearer and the purer and the more aligned, refined and aligned that we are with our higher soul self, the more radiant that we are and the more robust our energy field becomes. It's sort of counterintuitive to some degree, because the finer and more refined we get, actually the more empowered we are. So her words are that, you know, to really pay attention and to clear and to release and to bring in the light, to embed that light into every cell of the body, and to be able to therefore be a radiant light out into the world. What that does is it activates the flame of the heart and it activates the light body, so that you are resourced and you are strengthened from within, from your own inner light. So there we are. That's our 3 roses for this particular new moon eclipse. Helpful friends, really embrace your tribe, treasure your tribe, treasure those that are your dearest connections in life, for they indeed are your treasures. And as I have found out in this last couple of weeks, when we lose one of the treasures in our lives, it is a place of deep reflection and an honesty with ourselves about our own story and our own journey. So rose card 2, rose is rose bagua 7, creativity, allowing your creativity to be a driver, because that actually, when we activate and we are creative, whether that's with being creative with our cooking, being creative in our space, or opening out to a new exploration, like drawing mandalas or painting roses. What it does is it activates the core essence of our energy. We are creator. We are connected to creator source energy, and we are creative beings. So when we let that flow, we are really in an alignment, a true alignment with ourselves. And when we activate that, it opens up so much more potentiality. It opens even more doors to explore. And this last one is, just keep releasing and clearing, bringing in the the higher truth of who you are, resonating into that fifth dimensional field of frequency, and that grace, holding that grace of the swan, the strength of the swan, and the power that is inherent in there, and you know, the whole body auric field system becomes super empowered too. So these are beautiful cards to take us through in this eclipse and to open us out to a new potentiality. There is just so much of a sense of rebirth on this particular new moon eclipse. And I have got a Rose Circle group here tomorrow evening, so anybody that's local that would like to be part of our Rose Circle and the new moon work that we'll be doing here tomorrow, do post, just drop me a message if you're able to join us. And I've got lots of new things that will be coming out on the newsletter. I've got new plans for a realigned and new ideas for the newsletter, which will be more newsy than anything else to come. And there's new classes and there's a whole new program that I am gradually bringing together, and some other exciting plans in the pipeline. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining me on this rose reading. These are powerful times, and I'm just very grateful that you have chosen to be with me this evening. So, with much love, rosy blessings, and have a wonderful new moon tomorrow. Bye bye.